to the pod.
It's easier to do when we're in person. I can actually line it up.
I know, right? Because we got that little Zoom delay.
Yeah,
You're like, what up?
It's like a half a second, yes.
Yeah, it's like a Bruce Leroy voiceover.
That's why I be mouthing it. I don't ever want to actually get it wrong.
Enough of us. What up, y'all? Welcome back to the pod. Y'all are here with Just Checking In with y'all's two favorite people on the internet. It is yours truly, everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Don. I'm usually here with my virtual half, but he is in real time right here, right? Really? Oh, reach out and touch. You know, been doing push-ups, right? I've been doing 100 push-ups every day for the month of April. So yeah,
strong. You strong,
right? Yeah. Is that a cross? No.
Start doing that to y'all now.
But yeah, I'm here with my previous virtual half, Qualls, aka
Mr. Qualified. How y'all doing?
And yeah, so we always try to get together in person every so often. So opened up the crib for the conversation again, and y'all checking in with us. So yeah, we just really wanted to check in and see how life was going. What's been new?
Yeah, a lot. Honestly, I don't know. It's just still the same. It's like the same challenges, but it's very much. I just think I'm very comfortable in this season of knowing that I'm being stretched, that I'm being tested, like not in this manipulative way, but it's kind of just like testing my strength and patience. So it's been frustrating, but I don't know, just trying to learn how to take everything in stride better. So it's been cool.
Such is life.
As I'm learning, I'm realizing this thing, life is gonna keep trucking on. Yes. It ain't gonna stop for nobody, for Nathan. But Nathan.
Shout out to Chicago. We finally got some decent weather that's been coming through. I got a chance to cover a Survivor watch party, so shout out to Bryson Wynn Presents. That was fun.
Dang, that was April. Jesus.
Right, that was earlier this month. But yeah, I got to run the social media for Bryson Wynn Present.
That reminds me.
What?
Why my mama? She was like, what's up with Donald and Survivor? Like, what's his thing with it? I was like, oh, he wants to be on Survivor. She was like on the show? I was like, yeah. She was like, I be seeing what he be doing with the. I'm like, well, he hosts watch parties sometimes. They're like, oh, okay. She's like, but he wanted to be on the show? Why? And I'm like, well, he feels like in that environment, like he could compete and survive. And she's just like, oh. Okay. I was like, what? I guess I never thought about like her not. She sees Survivor from a different lens, I would assume. So she might be scared for you, probably.
No, everybody is. Let's be real. I got a splinter earlier today, and it took me about 45 minutes to try to figure out how to get it out because I thought I was gonna have to amputate my damn finger. So me being on Survivor with, I don't know, nothing. What a struggle that'll be. But listen, it's $1 million on the table. I mean, I love the game. Like, let's be real. Like, it is a games game. Like, if you like that kind of thing, strategy and all of that, love it. It just happens to be on an island where you have nothing. Like, nothing to eat, nothing to do. It's just whatever. But at the end of the day, not if, but when I win and I announce on the podcast, like, yo, the winner of Survivor filling the season is Uncle Don, and the crowd goes wild. I'm gonna have $1 million, and then all y'all gonna be like, oh, you did that. But yeah, Alice's aunt, she was just like, I walked in for her birthday party a few months back, and she was just like, I said hi to her, and she was like, so you wanna be on Survivor? I don't think it should happen. She was like, I was like, you don't want me to do that? She was like, no. Everybody knows I'm accident prone, so you know I'm gonna accidentally win $1 million. Now what?
I mean, $1 million is a nice. I mean, this ain't a strange thing for change. So this is actually relatively logical. So
I've done worse for less. Let's be real.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
I'm just looking forward to be alive. Let's be real.
It's very
real.
Amen, Matt.
No, off-camera amen means a lot. Okay.
I told you it's gonna be about that. Yeah, I feel that though. Yeah.
I mean, the world is burning faster than it ever could, and I'm just trying to have a good time. So before I get scorched, I just I just want to be here chilling. So I'm just looking forward to every day that both of my lungs are working.
Nah, that's very real. I guess I'm well, definitely the same for sure. I don't think I'm operating and being like too excited about things. Like, not that I'm not like happy about the way things are going, but I just want to be more present, you know. So as much as I've been understanding what's happening, I don't want to ever like look too far and try to live off that and like only go off of that. I want to be able to be present and get things, you know, every day that I'm grateful for, that make me want to keep, you know, living things like that. So I definitely understand, but I never thought about not being excited about things in the future, because a lot of people will tell you like that's a good thing, and it ain't bad, but I don't know. It's just.
And you know what? Living in the present for somebody like me and the way my mind works is very difficult because I see the world 3 steps ahead and a few steps ahead of everybody else. So I'm like a walking if-then statement. If this happens, then this will happen. And I see that every day. So I have to actively, I be stressed out to live in the present. I really be home alone. And it's so hard because every time I'm in the present, I think of tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I want to be present in the moment, but I'm like, I want to enjoy this, but if I enjoy this now, then this is the path that's going to happen 4 days from now.
Why does tomorrow feel so important? Because I absolutely feel you, where it's like it's really hard to kind of be in the now, because I feel like I need to be prepared for whatever tomorrow is. But like, why is that aspect of tomorrow, and if preparation goes into that for you, why is that so important?
I mean, tomorrow is important because we live in a sea of yesterdays. You know, it's just like we don't have a guaranteed tomorrow plan. Even if you live a super routine, regimented life, you still don't know what tomorrow is. You know, I mean, hell, look at dinosaurs. Allegedly, a meteor came down and it was gone, so they didn't have no tomorrow. Littlefoot wasn't chewing on the damn trees no more, right? Ducky was gone. So we have a reference of, I mean, it's real. We only have a reference of yesterdays. We have a hope of tomorrow. So tomorrow is important because you really don't know what the next day is going to bring. You can have a plan and it be gone.
That's very real. And that's very much life. And I think I've definitely been in a season where that's been happening to me a lot. Like I'll be trying to get into a routine, and it's always just something that throws it off, and it's like, oh, this is just what happens. There's no, you might have days that go, exactly how you want it to, but 9.5 times out of 10, there's going to be a small inconvenience somewhere into what you wanted to do. So definitely been getting my fair share of that.
I start itching when I'm inconvenienced.
It's so annoying.
Especially if I'm inconvenienced by another person. If it's somebody that's next to me, if y'all watching, whoever it is that inconvenienced me in the slightest bit, I'm ready to flip a table. I will turn into Incredible Hulk and be so upset because if you just follow my plan, I don't have to control everything. I know it sounds like I do. I don't have to control everything. But I promise, because I am thinking 3 steps ahead, I even know the mistake that you're getting ready to make. So if you just listen to me a little bit, just a little bit, we'll be good. So why do inconveniences exist when you have people like me in the world?
You don't understand how much I relate to that. But is that a bad thing? Because sometimes I feel like that it's either extremely intimidating, or people just feel like it could present as selfish to a degree. But is it a selfish thing just because I feel like that's how I see the world? Because not everybody looks at the world and life through that lens of preparing for things based off of what you learned through your experiences. But also,
I'm aware.
but I guess a lot of people don't a lot of people want to, I guess, even if it's not considered bump their heads, I guess a lot of people they want to be able to say, well, I want to try it this way. And if it's wrong, I want to be able to bump my head and try again. But what's that balance of learn from your mistakes, but also if somebody's giving you the lesson,
that part,
take the lesson.
Yeah, I didn't have it all figured out. I still don't have it all figured out. So bump your head, make your mistakes. I would not be me without the mistakes that I've made or the things that have happened to me, right?
Right.
But if I am giving you a map and I say, if you want to go from point A to point B, you can follow one of 3 of these paths.
Right.
And you say, you know what? I think I want to find path 4. Why? Like, it's laid out for you. Like, you don't have to go and reinvent the wheel.
You don't. But people want to. Hell, all this time they think you Donald. In another multiverse, you Dora. For real?
Where's my backpack? Run away from you niggas.
they ain't gonna want nothing you got in the backpack anyway, so it don't matter. You can leave the backpack with all the clues and all the information. They still get lost.
My backpack is fun. I got everything to get me through the weekend in my backpack. So
what would be in your backpack in a situation like
that? Some tequila.
Sounds about right.
I'm gonna be hungry, so I'm gonna need some chicken wings. I hate to sound stereotypical. I do. I do. I like to keep my stress level at the minimum, so a little marijuana will get me through anxiety. Some music, I definitely would have like a Bluetooth speaker in my backpack.
Yeah.
Probably a megaphone to scream "Get away from me!" If I'm being honest, because I'd rather
you definitely gonna have a megaphone. Sure.
I'd rather be away from the nonsense. So, fair warning, stay away. What would be in your backpack for the weekend?
I don't know. You know me. Probably a basketball. I got a game tomorrow. You know,
my name is Qualls. I got a game tomorrow.
Bro, was that you or Marshall that came up with that and said it the first time?
It was a little boy on probably Vine that we got it from. What is that? My name Trey. I got basketball game tomorrow. And then we just repeated it.
Yeah, I've always had the little brother energy. It makes sense. It's very on brand. But I'll probably have something like, if not basketball, probably like a tennis ball. Like probably just something I could, be able to, have when I'm bored or whatever. But my AirPods, of course, because that's how I'm gonna listen to music. I probably wouldn't bring liquor. I would definitely have the ingredients needed to bond with nature.
I like that. I should have said that way.
When you said it, I was low key like, I don't think he really meant to say it like that. But
no, I didn't. It's like, oh, Donald's a dispensary. Meanwhile, you said it all coded.
What if somebody, the way you said it though, what if they really don't, I feel like that if they weren't actively watching or listening, they're not going to catch because of how you said it.
Probably not.
Anyway, they may not even know now. Nonetheless, point is, I would round out my bag with probably a sweat rag, because I'm assuming it's the summer if I got a backpack and we out there in the Doorlands. That's probably about it. Some chips, maybe. Some chips. And a tropical Sprite.
Another thing I would have in my backpack would be some type of flame. I would have a lighter. Because I like candles. I obviously keep my anxiety down by filling my lungs, but I also just like fire.
You do like fire.
Speaking of fire, yeah, I almost set myself on fire 2 days ago.
He did.
My sister got me, I don't have it here to show y'all, but my sister got me a lighter, but it's in the shape of a giant match. And I was trying to show one of our frat brothers, shout out to Black, on FaceTime, and I put it to my face to scale. And he was like, oh, okay, so naturally it's show and tell, so I'm going to turn it on and show him how to use this lighter. I felt all heat right up here on my hairline, and I almost pulled a full Michael Jackson moment and lit myself on fire.
This is all accurate. This all occurred. And yeah, he's way too comfortable with fire for my liking, but
I need a handler. The adult that y'all think I am, I am not.
You say this, and I don't think people really understand. I think people see you, and it ain't that they don't see the different sides of you, but they don't understand that, when you say you're not the adult that they think you are.
Trust and believe.
But I feel like I'm around you enough to know, like he is, but I absolutely know what he means when he says he isn't.
I identify as a responsible child.
You old enough for them to leave you at the house by yourself?
Absolutely. I promise that the stove will be off and I won't let anybody in.
Oh damn, they get him word Them were the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Leave the stove off. Don't answer the door.
Mm-hmm.
Don't answer the phone.
I'm a responsible child.
Keep certain lights off.
Mm-hmm. And make sure that porch light is on.
Oh my God, yeah. Whew. What time? Did my mama send you that picture?
She did not. Oh, yo. So Mama Rita said that she was gonna send me the picture where he said he had the little Steve Harvey cut, the Steve Harvey from a callback to the other episode of Personality Highs. Mama Rita, I'm still waiting on that. If I have to text you to follow up, I will, because I really need to see what you look like then.
It's her main argument is, why did I say that I wasn't a looker back then?
Because you look like Steve Harvey.
Well, she thinks that I looked, in her words, fine. That's what she texts me.
Okay.
So I'm like, so your thing is that I shouldn't say I look ugly? I'm like, no, that's not even the point. And the fact you want to show the photo to try to prove your point and make it more public than what it was meant to be, I'm not really understanding. Whose side are you on?
Like, and I'm sure you were not an ugly child at all.
Just looked young.
I mean, we all had our phases, right? But I'm also confident that whatever you looked like was probably all the rave when somebody played something from Evelyn Champagne King. You know? Like, that look had a certain era to it.
It did. I could have been going a lot of other places than a graduation.
Mm-hmm.
With the suit. Like, I'm asking her yesterday, I'm like, Ma, why did you have me in a suit? She's like, you weren't the only one in the suit. I was like, I was the only one in the 3-piece suit. It was a lot. What was going on? Like, what was the thought process? Jacket? It was definitely a long jacket. You know, the jackets, they didn't have different cut suit jackets back then. The whole slim fit wasn't in at the time. And my mama, you know, you're not tailoring no suit for no child. Why would you do that? That don't make no sense.
Honestly, I don't want kids. I've said this several times. I give stepdad energy. But one thought of me wanting to have a child was to be able to right the fashion wrongs of what my parents, and specifically my daddy, did to me growing up. I was just like, I want to break the generational curse. But that desire is not, it doesn't outweigh the fact that I still don't want them. But, oh God, I wish I could just dress kids better than I was dressed.
Yeah, and as much as it probably gets expensive, I just want to set them on the right path, you know, early on. Like, I don't want you, you know, trying to figure it out in middle school or high school. Because then if you don't have tough skin, I'm not going to have nothing for you. You're going to have to deal with this, dog.
Yes.
Like, this is your character development. Like, you got to go through this arc.
Yeah, like, I did it. I feel like if I look back objectively on paper, I was bullied all of my life. Let's be real. Let's be real. But in real life, I don't take it as bullying. That's just the relationship that I had with my family and my friends, that we was going back and forth. But like, they talked a lot of shit on me. A lot. But you know, character development is growing up in the 90s, man.
Yeah, that still take me back to Black Question.
What?
What do people like you with hair like that do on the weekend?
Absolutely nothing. What do I do on the weekends? I keep my sanity. I keep my peace. And I explore the world. That's very general, but...
Look, you explore your world.
I explore my world, yes. Because where y'all live, no, it ain't for me. I like to explore my world, okay?
No, your world is very important. Like, your personal, individual world, don't get lost in there. But
it's also very complex.
It is. That's why you can't get lost in there.
I feel like if somebody were to take one of them, or what was it, Blue Sky rocket ships. What did Oprah's homegirl go up in, and Katy Perry? But anyway, they went to space in a rocket ship. If you magic school bust my brain, you would find that it is very dense. It is very complex. And be like, how the hell do I get out of here? I would be scared to get lost in my brain. It's like Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole, minus the shrooms. Well, maybe. Sometimes.
Overstood. I've definitely been using that since the interview with her.
Overstood.
I really enjoyed that. But no, it was funny. I was talking with my homie yesterday, like one of my homies since like 4th, 5th grade, and it was funny because he's a coach and he coaches like that age range, and he was like, I know we old because I literally coach the age group that like we became friends in, and that's insane. Like we going on 20 years of friendship. And it was we was just kind of having that conversation about like looking back at life and stuff like that. But that actually made me kind of reflect on the fact that I feel like I've been thinking a lot about being a parent. Like not out of desire, but more so just kind of anticipation of like what that journey is gonna be like. I mean, I know I want kids, so it's like I'm just I guess starting to try to mentally prepare, but it's scary.
No, it is.
Like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, this is such a big decision to make. Like there are so many positive things that can come from it, but there are so many things out of my control that like, why would I make a decision knowing I'm not going to have control over so many things? Like this feels like a setup.
It is. It is.
But yeah, no, it's been interesting
for 18 years. It is a set up. And I was a good kid, but my God, I still was a little shit. Like,
yeah, all are at some point, I would imagine. So yeah, no, it's been interesting reflection, but I don't know. I guess that just comes with not only getting older, but also what I know I want my life to look like. So this comes with the territory, but it's been a journey for sure. It's been a roller coaster.
What are you looking forward to the most in future parenthood, and what scares you the most about future parenthood?
I think what I'm looking forward to the most is the responsibility and my ability to teach.
Okay.
Because of my relationships with both parents individually, I think that is something that just like resonates with me a lot, like what and how a child kind of learns about the world and how to navigate it for them and who they are. And so I think I really look forward to like building that relationship to teach my child, whoever they are going to be, like how to navigate the world as their authentic self. And that might very much be the thing that scares me the most too. Because I'm going to get something wrong. I just don't know what. And then I can't plan to fix it because I don't know what. So it goes back to that control aspect. So yeah, I would say the thing that I'm most, excited about is also the thing that scares me, which just more so double down on like, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? It's so catchy.
I think for those that choose to, I think parenting would be the hardest thing you would probably do in life, but also the most rewarding thing that you would do in life.
Yeah.
But I'm good without that reward.
And you know what? I more so understand, like the older I get, the more I understand people that are cool on it. Like when I was, not when I was young, but when you growing up, you kind of just taught that, oh, you get older, eventually you get married, you have kids. Like that's just kind of how life is explained to you. So I remember like kind of within college and, within my 20s when people would say they didn't want kids, it was never like a judgment thing, but I was kind of like, dang, why? Like there's a lot of joy that comes from it too. So like, why so adamant about not having them? But the older I get, the more I realize how big the choice is. So it's like, if you don't want that responsibility, if you don't want what comes with that, you do not have to choose to have that in your life. And and that's not a defining thing of life, or it doesn't have to be for everybody. So I definitely get it.
If it's done right, it's a lifetime of selflessness.
Yeah.
And I'm not like a completely selfish person, but I now have gotten my life in a space to where I'm not willing to negotiate where it is right now. Like my lifestyle and how I live and all of those things, I'm not willing to give it up. And I could not have a child and not give them 100%.
I absolutely agree with that. And I feel like kind of to that point. I haven't so much thought about like not wanting to give up the lifestyle, but it's been that idea of like I know how I am going to look at. I know that I don't want to not be able to give them something. Mm-hmm. Not so much like everything they want, but like I would not be able to take not being able to get them a necessity. So I think I put a lot of pressure on myself to get myself to a space where I will be able to even handle that responsibility. And within that, not only has that kind of like triggered the reflection I've been having about it, but it's also really in a lot of ways made me confront my past, which is funny because I was going to ask about that earlier in the conversation before we got off on our tangents like we typically do. But just like, I feel like I'm facing my past in a much different way in this season of my life than I ever have before. Mm-hmm. And I guess I'm wondering if you ever kind of recognize a space where you really confronted your past in a more intentional and kind of like open-minded way that maybe triggered a specific transition for you, or if that was an experience that you had.
I mean, yeah, the short answer is yes. Facing my past, so to speak, I feel like the first thing that comes to mind is my relationship with my daddy. Yeah. Like that is something that I thought I had, this is not currently, right? But at the time I thought I had healed from, and I had moved on from. That was very different. So when I was reintroduced to that part of my life or whatever, I realized like, damn, you have not healed from that. You just have moved on. Like you just, on to the next, right? So in doing that, I feel like I've been doing the work too. Like shout out to therapy. I've been in therapy for almost 3 years now, consistently. And I feel like because of that, I've been able to address and unearth things from the past that I didn't realize that was impacting me in good and bad ways, right? Yeah. But it's just like, oh, damn, like I see this as a full circle moment. I see this as like, oh, this one thing here had some domino effect later in my life, and I kind of address those. But I don't know, I'm always kind of just addressing, I'm a super reflective person. I mean, y'all, those that know me know that, but like, for real, like I'm always reflecting. Which goes back to the part of living in the present. I feel like me trying to live in the present is hard only because me being a reflective person, like I use my past as like my table of contents. It's like, it's to guide me or to like inform me of where I've been. Don't mean it's got to repeat, but I need that knowledge base to be like, okay, do that again or don't do that again. But again, that's me prepping for the future. Is still not me being in the present. So that gap of time I skip over.
I like the idea of that. Like, yeah, and I, within that, like with everything you were saying, wow.
Words.
Words
scramble.
With what you were saying and with what I feel like I have been experiencing, I think that as much as it's been challenging, it's also been really kind of like cool to kind of see myself go through this phase of like knowing that there were things that I kind of either felt or maybe always knew in regard to my past, or things that I can tell the difference now that I moved on from but I didn't heal from. Or like maybe I healed from them but I didn't really like, create the separation, from person, situation, environment, whatever the case may be. And even just navigating more current things with a newer mindset and being able to use past things not as triggers but as a guide to like how you want to handle this more recent and current situation that you've kind of already seen before. So definitely has felt like a part of growth. Definitely has felt like part of kind of like the test I mentioned at the beginning, and it's I'm learning how to enjoy that journey more than kind of look at it as I don't know, like it's not a test in a negative way, and it's not something that is uncommon, nor is it not something that's unnecessary for whatever my path in life is going to be.
Yeah, that made me think of something. I'm it's the journey. Like I love the journey, right? I'm all about this full picture thing, but when you talk about living in the present, I think I struggle with it so much because my present becomes my past so quickly. Like I do, in listening to this conversation, like I realize I do live in the present, but I live in the present in a way that it's like I need to hurry up and soak this up as a sponge, and so it can become a memory because I know this relationship won't last forever. This person won't live forever. I won't be in this job forever. I won't have this moment forever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want all of these things so I can like archive them.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm in the present to the point of like filing it in my little Dewey Decimal System of my brain.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I definitely, I feel that, and I kind of I feel like I have a similar duality where I can be present and I do live in the moment because I understand the idea of things need to get done, like we move, like, so I can be in the moment to make sure things happen. But also within that, I feel like I have to look ahead because I have to be ready for the next, like what my next present will be. So it's kind of like, in a way, I guess, trying to be over prepared, but also feeling a sense of being a person that more so presents as like everybody does not kind of consider all things. They don't think logically, they don't look ahead, and not because that is a detriment, but people just aren't wired that way. Yeah. So as somebody wired that way, I've always struggled with like, why does it feel like I'm the only one who cares versus kind of understanding that like I might be the only one who cares too, or has a desire or has the capacity to be the person that kind of brings things together or plans things out in XYZ way, however that affects whatever relationship or whatever team you know are kind of referring it to. But being more comfortable with that too, like that just is the responsibility of who I am to myself and who I am to the people in my orbit. So,
and deep sigh to that because it's so true. And so I wish I could just be blissfully ignorant to things. And some people willingly are. Some people just, like you said, they're not wired that way. But they just look like they have so much fun. They do. People just be out here existing. They don't know they ass from their elbow, and they just enjoy life so much. And meanwhile, I'm stressed about, let me make sure I can pay bills two weeks ahead. Let me make sure I do this, and I gotta provide for this, and I gotta do that. And I'm just like, some people just be outside, and they just have fun. I wish I could do that, which is why I jokingly say, hey, sorry, okay, thanks, Pierre. Hey, come here, lay down. Cameo for my stepson. Sorry, y'all. Okay, there we go. I just
know people gonna be in them comments. Who is that?
Where'd this little cotton ball come from? That's why I jokingly say I identify as a responsible child, because I don't want this adulthood shit for real, but I do want to live. Lord, I want to live.
Yes.
But like,
somebody said it was a TikTok that had to do with what? Oh no, it was to your younger self, like who didn't have to pay bills, and it was Missing You by Case. It's just like, cause man, it's like I get that this is life, and I get that this comes with having freedom and being able to make your own decisions and go where you want to go and do what you want to do. But man, not having to worry about that stuff is great. And if you are over the age of 18, somehow living by yourself and you seemingly don't have to worry about this stuff, or you don't seem bothered, what drugs are you on? I need those.
Right? Can you share? Are they legal?
Probably not if that's how they live.
What Brandon T. Jackson say? Help me! Like
that. Okay, this is related, unrelated, but I also feel like it's a good way to wrap this up because this had me weak when I saw it. Why did somebody say that Anthony Hamilton makes music for niggas that walk to work? I don't know if I have heard such an accurate connection. Like I can't explain to you exactly how. It's just like his music just got the right balance of struggle and inspiration.
It does. I feel like you play Anthony Hamilton music like 72 hours before payday. It just
I can't let go.
When you count that last little bit and say, "Ooh, what's my struggle meal Wednesday?" Because I'm a splurge on this last meal Thursday because I get paid on Friday, and then you play Anthony Hamilton.
Oh my God, that is whoo, that took me out. that had me legit.
I've never heard
that. Oh my goodness, yeah. It went from him sounding like a soul food meal to niggas walking to work, and both are equally accurate.
Yes.
Two could be true. It's a both and situation. But man, no, what a great check-in today. Great check-in.
Yeah.
We've been trying to figure this out for y'all. We not gonna really debut it until we get it, but we just want to tease this a little bit. We trying to figure out a name for our community of folks, y'all that are tapped in with us, y'all that check in with us. He had no idea what I was talking about until 5 seconds ago.
Didn't know where we were going with that.
But we very much did talk about this. This was actually his idea.
See, I need a handle.
But no, we are trying to figure that out. But also, we are open to suggestions. So if y'all got ideas, that would be great. But yeah, let us know.
If I'm everybody's favorite uncle, and this is the little brother who annoys everybody, like, who are y'all? Are y'all family members, friends, cousins? Is this in the neighborhood? Like, y'all need a name. We need to identify the connection with us. But yeah, just keep rocking with us. If you don't have a name, you are still important. You is kind.
You is smart. And you is imposing.
That also, for anybody who wants to talk shit about me, I do understand that those are two different movie references in one.
Cause what?
It felt communal, even though you and me must never part. Okay, color purple, and then you was kind, you was smart, you was important to help. So help us name y'all. Okay, boom.
I was gonna say. Also, remember that y'all have the ability and should take advantage. Lost it for like 5 seconds. And should take advantage of like, comment, subscribe, hit all those buttons. And until the next episode and until the next time, we'll check in with y'all. Peace.